welcome everyone to another game of Imminent Peril, the creatively chaotic storytelling survival game. I got some friends with me tonight. For introductions, I am Aaron Lanowitz, creator of Imminent Peril.
I'm Kels. I've played this before, but this is my first time playing online, and I am really excited to be here.
And I'm Scott. This is my second time online, third time overall. After running into Ron at Gen Con, it was a great time. So,
And I'm Andrell. I help support Imminent Peril.
I will deal us in for our scenario tonight. We are in an enchanted canyon inhabited by metallic toys. That makes sense.
The metallic, right? That's what the
uh
Enchanted Canyon metallic toys. Yeah, I feel like there's a very different story we could be telling here, but so would anybody like to add details to glue these elements together? So Enchanted Canyon, metallic toys.
I kind of want the canyon to be enchanted with magnetism.
All right. Magnetically enchanted canyon, which of course, like, would cause these metal toys to act abnormally aggressive, whereas otherwise they would have been like,
Sitting around.
yeah, just metallic toys. Let's
Make it clear, though, that not all metal is attracted to a magnet or magnetic. So it needs
Yeah,
to
it
have
depends
some
on the
level of
magnets.
ferrous in it to it.
Depends on the magnet's personality.
Yes.
So it's because it's known for its magnetism. It's of course one of those like stops in like Sedona where they're like, oh, feel your chi get pulled and aligned, and so it's an unsuspecting uh tourist destination where you go to realign all of your little chakras and centers and and
Yeah,
and,
what are
and
they?
the like. I don't know, but they're in
What are they called?
Sedona. They're very
Like portal
popular.
zones,
Yeah, portals,
spiritual like center
spiritual
points.
portals or something. And so people go there, like, and then all of a sudden now these metallic toys, and some of them have been, some of them who are very fierce have been made very angry. It's just a way to keep unsuspected, like it feeds them.
What exactly are the toys feeding on, is what I'm wondering. I think it might be human blood.
So they're feeding on human blood. Was there maybe like there was a
They need the metal from our blood.
Perfect.
yeah to bring them one with the magnetism? There's an iron deficiency in this canyon. Okay,
Canyon craves iron.
that's fantastic. All right, so in this canyon, a retreat for tourists, unexpectedly overrun with metallic blood drinking toys. We need to put ourselves into the story as characters that have been here all along, part of the world. I'll be a tour guide. That seems like an easy, low hanging fruit. So I'm doing tours, and I've got like some magnets in my pockets to demonstrate like the wonders of the canyon, and compass and stuff, showing people like, look, if you stand right here, it goes all spinny winny.
Oh, are you gonna poots? Are you gonna be poots?
I don't, I don't know if I want to be old person all the time. Sure, I'll be an old person. I actually haven't done that yet on one of these, so.
I am running the snack stand, and I am really mad because I've had to go out and replace all my utensils with silicone utensils, and nothing's working right, and I'm just up to here with it. Fucking magnets.
Ruin everything.
Brought all of my shiny spirit rocks, like all the rocks that just call to you, like when you pick them up and you collect them. I brought my entire collection, and I'm trying to infuse it with all this spirit portals, like energy, right? Like get it realigned.
How are you transporting your rocks? Do you have like a vest with a whole bunch of pockets?
Oh, no, like I got more than that. It's a backpack, and I've got a little wagon behind me.
Nice.
A vest with pockets, that's not nearly enough rocks.
And I'm the dad who has the like socks pulled up to just under my knees, wearing cargo pants, who's really disappointed because my entire family decided they wanted to sit in the car on this one, and I'm in here alone, just really upset that my family didn't come with me. Because we drove all the way here from Utah to go to this wonderful Enchanted Canyon in Sedona. So,
All right, so that is our starting scenario dealing abilities. With only 4 of us, maybe we try playing 4 rounds, see how it goes. So we play 4 rounds, 5 cards. All right, and next targets. Does everybody remember what their target was doing last? All right, so take some time, think about what is happening to your target to put them in immediately life-threatening danger. And when you're ready, flip your card.
Are you fully one of those tourist dads where you've got like a fanny pack?
Well, I said cargo shorts, so that's a lot of pockets.
Okay.
Um, but it sounds like that should be a yes. And I'm struggling for a moment to not do the obvious here. Okay.
All right, Andrel, you're pulling your wagon full of your special mystic rocks on their journey to recharge themselves for their best health. And suddenly you feel your wagon tug to a stop. And when you look behind to see what's going on, there's these little robot toys all over your wagon just chewing into it. Like there's already a few bite holes. One of the axles just broke on the wagon to cause it to grind to a halt. They're just munching on your wagon and your rocks. And when they see you trying to drag their meal away further from them, uh, a few more just hop out from behind the wagon and defending their delicious new iron-packed meal. They run at you to try to climb up over you and bite you to death.
Okay.
All right, Aaron, you are attempting to lead your tour. You're just pulling those cool magnets out of your pocket to show the kids. When all of a sudden you drop one, and then it's like it reverberates, and all of a sudden you start hearing a din. Little metallic things are crawling towards you, and they've got disproportionately huge heads with disproportionately huge teeth. And you're still sitting on the ground gathering up your magnets. They're making a beeline for you.
I like that. Is it chibi or bobblehead style or chibi bobblehead?
It's kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's, which
Okay.
I've never seen. I just know what those characters look like.
With
So I
tiny
assume
little
that's
stick
horrifying.
bodies.
The decrepit, decaying, animatronic-ish kind of looking bodies.
Cutesy, but not really.
I like that. Maybe they're the fauna that would be appropriate for this kind of like environment they were supposed to be. Okay.
Okay. So, Kels, you are preparing for your day, getting ready to serve all your various tourists as they come by, getting your wares out, good to go. You taste a few things to make sure they're ready to sell, and the lunch meat just doesn't taste quite right. And you've already had like 3 pieces of turkey, just because you wanted to make sure, but like, ooh, no, I'm not completely sure. And then the last one, you're like, no, I'm definitely sure this is bad. So you've just eaten 3 pieces of rancid lunch meat, and realized that your cart has been kind of chewed through. So the electrical that was supposed to keep everything cold has ruined all your food in your cart. And so now you've lost all the things you're trying to sell, and you're filled with what you're pretty darn sure is a toxic amount of rancid meat.
Man, gonna be a real bad day at the snack stand.
All right. Scott, with all of your numerous pockets in your cargo shorts and in your fanny pack, um, while you've been walking around, right, kind of upset and just that your family's not there and distracted by that, uh, these really tiny toys have come in, and what they've done is because of the metal and the zippers, they've decided that they're kind of eating the zippers, and then they've put themselves in the pockets. So you've got these pockets of robots and your fanny pack and or of metallic toys, and so not just robots, but I mean like you've got like little like little tiny Teletubbies or anything that was like discarded, right? It's become metallic. And now that the metal of the zippers is gone and they're still hungry and they still want more, all that's left is you and that delicious iron rich blood flowing through you. And so you feel a tug on your shirt finally, and you look down, and now there's these toys climbing out of your pockets and your fanny pack. Up and up your body, come and bite like little vampires.
Okay.
I think it's funny that three of us went with just like, oh yeah, we'll just have the robots attack each other. And then Scott was like,
Metallic toys.
curveball, food poisoning. No, that's good. That's good. Thinking outside the robot canyon.
It's still peril.
Metallic toys.
So, once you know how you will survive your peril using one of your abilities, drag it in front of you. All right. So, I am being surrounded and about to be devoured by Five Nights at Freddy's-esque tiny, big-headed little metal robots. Luckily, though, as a tour guide, I've learned how to get along with people. I've learned how to assimilate myself into a group, and using the power of possession, I can transfer my soul into a new vessel, animate an object, or swap bodies with another living thing. I'm just gonna swap with what's a canyon creature? A jackrabbit. Five Nights at Freddy's little robot guy. So I'm gonna become the gray jackrabbit robot, and its soul's gonna occupy my old ass body. And yeah, so becoming part of the group to survive.
Okay.
Never gonna catch me.
Okay, so I am about to succumb to some really nasty food poisoning when suddenly my prehensile hair out of my hairnet and forms into a tendril that goes down my throat until I'm puking up all of the bad turkey. And hopefully that will do the trick, and then I'll have to worry about all this other crap.
I love that you needed to use your hair as opposed to, I don't know, your finger to throw up.
You can get real deep down in there with
Yes.
the hair tendril.
All right.
Picturing it more like, the Roto-Rooter.
Well, I think it's funny that
Andrel has it.
you would take like a metal spring to go down your toilet to pull out hair, but now using hair to go down your throat to pull out food. It's very meta.
It's
So,
very toilet.
anyways, so what I
That's
did
good.
here, does this work on this screen? No, because your screen is just showing. I have to do this. So I can bend and stretch my body like rubber. So I am covered by so many little creatures that there's no really good way for me to get them all off and get rid of them all at once. So thankfully, I keep my wedding ring with me, and I use that as a hole to squeeze myself through in my very bendy, rubbery state. So in squeezing through this wedding ring, I essentially purge myself Badgelore style, if that makes any sense, of all the various creatures that are climbing on top of me. Of course, the side effect is I am now buck-ass naked, but I have completely, essentially, rid myself of all the creatures and the things that are connected to my body by doing that.
I love that you made a Badgelore reference.
I have all these little toys that went through my rocks, but I keep trying to take my rocks away from them. And so now they're mad at me for taking my rocks back away from them so they stop eating it. So instead of having all of them attack me, I'm going to use reduce. I can shrink the amount of something up to 1,000 times less than the original, such as turning a swarm into a pair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this group into a single one. And because I have some big rocks in my wagon, now that I only have one enemy to deal with, one little tiny little toy, I'm just going to take a rock and I'm just going to smash it. I'm going to beat it to death because there's only one of them and it's tiny. What's it going to do?
I don't think that's positive vibes for that rock.
I never said I was trying to get it positively aligned. I just said I was trying to get them aligned.
Violence was actually what you were going for
I
the.
never said positive juju at one point at all.
That's fair.
You assumed.
All right, so we'll do a quick recap to refresh our memories before the vote. I was surrounded by a horde of the little metallic robots, and to escape, I possessed one of them and left my old ass body behind.
I was attacked by food poisoning and used my prehensile hair to rotor-rooter my own digestive system to get rid of the turkey.
And you've heard what they say about a rich man in the eye of the needle to get through heaven, but for me, it's a dad bod through a wedding ring to shed yourself of little robotic monsters and all your clothing. So I am now completely clear of those little beasties.
And I used reduce to reduce the amount of creatures attacking me to 1, so I could just bash its skull in with my plenty of rock.
All right. So, uh, when we're going to be voting for who you personally think is most likely to survive, aka your favorite survival. Uh, when you know who you'd vote for, pick up a token.
Is the rule not to vote for yourself because the
Yeah, you still
meal?
can't vote for yourself.
Okay.
Sorry. All right, so 3, 2, 1, drop them. All right, so
Most likely to survive?
Andrell won most likely to survive. So that means Kells and I
Hi.
both have something that went wrong. So we're going to explain how part of our plan failed, and we suffered some kind of consequence, some kind of injury, and we are hobbled in some way going into the next round. For example, little did I know that I inhabited a animatronic that was just as old as my old body. So out of all of the cute little animatronic metal toys I could have picked, I picked the oldest and most rusty ass decrepit one. And that's where I am.
And is that where your Poots voice is now supposed to come in?
Well, I haven't had much of a reason to talk until now, but sure.
I have the weirdest boner right now.
You ain't too bad yourself.
All right, my rotor-rooter plan kind of worked, except some of that prehensile hair got stuck in the back of my throat. So now I've got this whole lock of hair going in my throat. Oh, I can't talk so good.
All right. So a little gagged on the hair still. All right. So does anybody need a recap of what their target was last doing?
Uh-uh.
All right. Once you know what their new peril will be, flip the card. All right. And Kells, you're up first now.
All right, Andrell, just as you finish smashing that last metallic toy to bits, you sit down and you hear a voice.
I didn't like that.
You look, you don't see it. Yo, here! It's your rock. You said I was getting aligned. Now I'm a murder weapon. And then the rock just flies at your head.
Okay.
It got 1 taste of blood and it needs more. I've created a monster.
This truly is a wondrous canyon. Enchanted.
All right, my turn now, I believe.
Yep. Yep.
So, Aaron, who's now in a jackrabbit animatronic that is quite dilapidated,
Yeah.
while all the other animatronics still converge upon your original body and just completely shred your human form. So that has been now devoured, and you look there and you're standing back in horror watching all of your other animatronic buddies do the dirty work, and they finish and look towards you while like your arms and legs and various body parts are hanging out of their mouth, wondering why you didn't partake in the feast. And you are now faced with the dilemma of eating your original body or being found out as not one of the group, and they will attack you instead.
So my cover's about to be blown lethally.
All right, hell. So the whole reason you ate the rancid meat was because the wires were chewed through and your refrigeration unit no longer works. It's been cut off. Well, one of the wires, like during all the self horking that you did, the self clean out, what's happened now is that in that process the cart got bumped and your stand got bumped in just the right way, that now the wire is swinging to make contact with the metal, of the fridge that is connected to the metal of your workstation that is connected to basically you've got a really nice stand here. It's got the underfloor heating system that's also metal. You're getting ready to be electrocuted.
Eek.
All right, and Scott, you squeezed yourself through your ring to peel off all the toys that were surrounding you. Uh, but seeing your rubbery nature, they realized they needed a different approach. Uh, so a bunch of them call out, "We got a slippery one! Everybody get scissors!" And rather than like everybody pulling out scissors, they were actually calling to one of their robot friends named Scissors. So you hear a lot of snipping sounds as one of the spider bots with every leg just being a pair of snipping scissors crawls itself out of one of the holes in the canyon walls and it's running at you and trying to snip you into little pieces.
Okay.
This is the real reason why we're told not to run with scissors as kids.
Because scissors runs faster than you do. Clearly.
Yeah, you can't stop scissors.
You can outrun scissors.
All right, so when you know what ability you would use to survive, feel free to put it in front of you. So, Kels, how do you survive?
All right, so I realize that I am about to be electrocuted by all this faulty equipment, but luckily I can replace something with a different version of itself from an alternate universe where things are different. So I replace all of that electricity with electricity from an alternate universe where metal is not so good at conducting electricity. What's really good at it is marshmallows. So it's all dressed up with no place to go.
Wait, so what turns into marshmallow?
I turn the electricity into the electricity from an alternate universe that conducts through marshmallows.
Okay.
Oh, so instead of it being like the power that we get from how we generate it, and therefore it does really great through metal, it's whatever that universe's
It's-
version of
There's
electricity.
no
but
marshmallows around, so it's not conductive.
But we don't know what's their
Yeah.
food stand.
That's fair.
Ooh.
That's fair. You might have chosen.
We're about to find out how smart I am about running my food stand.
All right, that's fair.
Okay, that's me. Well, I have a mythical mount, and I can call upon my trusty steed to once again carry me through danger, and it's been customized through many late hours to fit my character's vibe, which is, of course, the Bendy Dad Bod. And what is a Bendy Dad Bod going to ride other than a mythical lawnmower? It is a John Deere 2026. It's, top of the line. I got it before it came out. And I've got it customized. So it's got a fantastic blade that I can have come out sideways if I need to get the hedges as I go by. It has a fly mode. It is ready to go. So I call on my John Deere riding lawnmower and zoom on out of there. So scissors, while I cannot outrun it, I can certainly outmount it, and off I go.
So you're trying to outcut scissors.
Exactly. Or undercut.
Nice.
So I have a rock coming out my head. Luckily, I have sci-fi tech, futuristic piece of technology straight from the pages of science fiction, and I happen to carry with me a transporter gun so that I can pick up and levitate and pull to me or put back rocks that I can't quite reach or are just off of the trail. You're not supposed to leave the trail due to like vegetation and how to keep everything healthy and safe. And so I gotta check out that rock and see what its vibes are. So I've got to pull it with my little gun. So that's what I do. I just use my little tractor beam and stop it and slowly push it into the canyon.
It's gonna drop it like that.
It's not got the right vibes for me anymore.
It's
All
gonna
right.
go get realigned.
So I'm surrounded by my friends who find it suspicious that I'm not eating this giant old person that we had
Delicious.
found. Luckily, though, I have energy absorption. I can completely absorb one kind of energy, and I can save the card later and use it. to release the energy. So I look around.
Whoa, guys, hold on. I'm sensing a lot of negative energy coming from you right now. I'm gonna need everybody to take a deep breath. There, now don't you feel better? Let's all just we'll keep snacking on that old guy there, and we'll all have a good time together, won't we? Okay.
So you absorbed their negative energy?
Yep.
Okay.
So quick recap before the vote.
I am attempting to replace electricity with electricity that only conducts through marshmallows.
Oh, John Deere away.
I tractor beam stopped the rock coming at me, put it in the pit.
I'm just one of the guys. You all know me. I'm old Blinky.
Mickey the
Absorbed
Jackrabbit.
absorbed their negative energy.
So when you know who you would vote for most likely to survive, pick up a token. All right. 3, 2, 1, drop it. Dang.
Die, Aaron, die!
Now the physics of the marshmallow was definitely growing on me. I was like, oh,
Really?
because human bodies would no longer conduct electricity. Yeah, no, it made sense actually.
You know, marshmallow is made out of humans, right?
No, take that back.
Marshmallow's not vegan.
It is
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, no, it's not vegan. But they
My
are
God.
snowman poop.
So I waddle over to my what remains of my body, which is most of the blood and flesh is gone. So trying to get the iron out of them bones, I take a bite at my femur, but even for an old guy, that femur was stronger than my new body. So I go to bite my femur, and I just hear a creak, crack, and the bottom half of my face falls off.
So now I have to talk like this to know how large.
Right. When you know what your peril's new peril will be. Your target's new peril. Oh my god. Scott, you're up first.
Oh, okay. Well, you have an unattended effect, Endrel, of your two functionalities. You took everything and made it one, and then you used this tractor beam on that one, which affected everything. So now that you've hit this single rock with this, oops, I didn't mean to flip that over. You hit the single, rock with your pew pew gun, which, of course, you've thrown it into the wall. You literally just shifted thousands of toys through the entire canyon by that little bit. Everything just moved a smidgen. And they were magnetically stable where they were, but now they have just gotten thrown into disarray, and all these toys are being hit by the magnetic canyon and flying in different directions all at once, being attracted to the magnetic folds of the canyon throughout. And you are in the crosshairs as all these things are flying around you.
I really should have known better. I should have been more in tune with its own vibrations.
Yeah, like aren't you all about equilibrium? What are you doing?
Listen, if I know how it's equal, I know exactly where to push to make it not. All right, Aaron, I've been waiting for this. You inhabited this toy robotic metallic body, and if you remember in establishing our scenario here, you have to pay a toll to the canyon, and the canyon is coming to collect. You start to hear the voice say, where is the iron that I need? Where are you feeding me? You must turn it in. And the voice is getting louder, getting more insistent because you don't have anything. You were unable to eat the human body to get the iron. Like you aren't delivering, and it's enchanted. So in addition to it being able to talk, using it's like the few little meager thorny vines it has, and it's reaching for you because if you can't satiate it, it's going to take you to satiate its need.
All right, that makes sense.
Always late to the party.
So, Kels, when you made all of that wildly misfiring electricity only conductible through marshmallow, it needed somewhere to go. And luckily, one of the favorite snacks of these canyon going uh, tourists is ye tiny marshmallow delicious bites. And
Trademark.
so ye old marshmallow delicious bites. There's only one pack left, meaning all that electricity flows into that singular pack of ye old marshmallow bites. And with such power and with already like the demonic forces interacting in weird ways in this canyon, it brings the marshmallow creature to life, kind of like the Ghostbusters, but really, really small. Is the marshmallow man. It rips its way out of the bag. It's like, I hate being alive. And he looks at you and he knows somehow that you're at fault for him coming into existence. And luckily, with your throat already mid gag, the path is clear. He is going to jump into your wedged open throat and try to suffocate you with its marshmallowy good body.
What a way to go, though.
Death by Chubby Bunny.
She died as she lived.
Stacking on interdimensional demon marshmallows.
Exactly. Doesn't everyone do that?
It's on my bucket list.
Well, I will take a break from how screwed I am to tell Scott how screwed he is. Oh, Scott, you thought you had it together with that with your John Deere's trusty steed.
Mm-hmm.
You're outrunning scissors. That's not a problem. The problem is your lawnmower's made out of metal and it's starting to get magnetized itself and jerking around, and these little tiny toys keep jumping on and having a bite. So basically, your lawnmower is being eaten out from under you, and you're careening towards the canyon edge.
Okay.
Sacrifice.
Right.
Sacrifice.
Once you know how you would survive, putting a Billy card down. I used a wild card, so I've got a blind card sitting on my stack.
So, I have made a pact with a powerful magical patron who grants me a portion of their power in turn for my service. So, I have the power to just say, you know what? This thing's all made out of high-grade polyethylene. Boom. So it's a mythical lawnmower mount that is made completely out of non-metallic parts. I don't really need to mow the lawn right now. I just need to escape these creatures. And they're like, this doesn't taste good anymore. This doesn't have iron for our canyon god. So they just go "Puh," and spit it out as I'm flying off. And even though it's not in the best of shape, it's got, a little bit of like pitting in its exhaust pipe, if you know what I mean. And the seat's a little worse for wear, but my incredibly insulated elastic body plus my mythical mount that is also made only out of plastics is now just, I am not delicious to anything here. Like most dads. So
All right.
So I have a bunch of stuff flying at my head, but you know what? I'm immovable. Nothing can force me to move from where I am. For example, I can stand there while the oncoming train crumples around me, so everything can impact and just break itself upon me. And I am just one with this vibe of chaos right now.
Well, luckily, my body has been genetically engineered in some way to grant inhuman abilities. Feeling my imminent doom approaching, with the demon canyon trying to cash in on its blood debt, I'm going to take advantage of my spare blood pouch belly bag. And
No, I got your payment right here. Just pull out my purse.
pull out my little blood bag. Yeah, feed blood to the blood canyon.
This enchantment is an evil enchantment. But also, how did you know to genetically engineer this new body?
No, I didn't. It just was already like that.
Okay, okay.
When you're an old metallic toy, you need to keep some loose change around just in case.
I thought the same thing, but I was like, isn't this a yes and rule? So I was like, I'm gonna let him go with it, but I think there's some faults in this. So
We'll see how the votes turn out then.
yeah,
If it's anything like the last 2 rounds, it's not going to be good.
All right, as the mini Stay Puft Death Machine heads in my gagged mouth, I channel the powers of the winds, and from somewhere in the back of my throat, a 40-mile gust comes out and forces that Stay Puft demon thing out of my mouth and hopefully somewhere far away.
This is exactly like a marshmallow gun. Like, yeah, it's amazing.
No marshmallow gun that fires stuff that fast. This is like a marshmallow cannon.
Well,
I don't
clearly
know.
you haven't hooked up an air compressor to a marshmallow gun before. So, quick
That's the
recap.
voice of experience.
like a
Don't give
tater
me an air
launcher.
compressor.
Yeah.
Karen,
Quick
why do we have an
recap.
air compressor in our garage now?
It's not for launching marshmallows, probably.
Is that an air compressor in your garage, or are you just happy to see me? So, anyways, I have a plastic lawnmower under my elastic body, so I am doing fantastic. That's how I am.
I am immovable, and everything that hits me just self crumples upon me.
Luckily, as an old person, my first instinct is to check my pockets, and I found a blood bag in case of a rainy, bloodless day.
I have attempted to shoot the Stay Puft Marshmallow Demon out of my throat with a 40 mile per hour gust of wind.
Right. When you know who you'd vote for, pick up a token. All right. 3, 2, 1, drop him. Huzzah! I didn't die.
Aw,
Scott, what went wrong?
nothing. That was a perfect plan. I don't know what you're talking about. My plastic mythical mount is just flying through the air, and everything fell off of it. I'm really struggling to see where my problem is.
Well, you were
You're
over the
gonna.
edge of a cliff, so just because it was
That's fair.
now plastic.
Yeah, but it's a mythical mount. It's flying. It doesn't matter that it's plastic. It's still flying.
You gotta
Like,
dig deep. Something went wrong.
I'm struggling with
Maybe
it.
everything you described worked as you said, but consequences.
But
Oh, he's
my
got it.
cock ring didn't change. And it was actually, I'm embarrassed to admit, smaller than my wedding ring. So it passed through without a problem, didn't get removed in the first part. And now there is this one last voracious hanger on that's just dangling from my dingle on that one metallic cock ring. And he's finished it. And it is not enough for
Wait.
the canyon monster. He needs more. Does that work?
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious what you mean by he finished it, but yeah,
It was like a
Still
pill,
hungry.
really. Yes.
still hungry.
It fit through my wedding ring, so it's not huge.
All right, and this will be the last round. So flip your target when you know what their peril will be. All right, Andrell, you're up first.
Right, Scott.
Uh-huh.
So, while you were distracted having your cock ring eaten, what?
That's not the first time I've heard that today.
Today.
So, the canyon has gotten all of it. It's enraged. It had a nice, delicious meal. This huge, lawnmower, just all the stuff, and then it changed and it took it away. So it's actually really mad at you. So what it did is it's taking all of its metallic toys, and it's making them like a chain, like a barrel of monkeys. And as you're flying away, it's secretly making this line, and your mount is trying to move away, and it stops, and it's being pulled slowly back in as these toys are pulling you back in to feed this canyon god.
Got it.
Andrell, you just stood there and you took all the little poor semi-innocent metal robot toys smashing against you, crushing so many of them, in fact, that as they were smashing against you, with little splats and ows, uh, so many piled up. You turned yourself into a big cannonball. So many little metal toys smacked around you like a jawbreaker, and now you're a big cannonball, and you're rolling, pulled by the magnetism of the canyon, and you're rolling off the cliff, about to be when you hit the ground, your little mushy center of the ball would be squished as the cannonball crimps.
Hey, Ron.
Yes.
Unfortunately, as you've been doing your business with your blood bag, thinking you're so sneaky, there's this one particular misfit toy here. It's a duck wearing a top hat with these misshapen teeth, and it has a name tag on that says, "Hi, my name is Karen." That one brought his own. Share, share. And
It's
the monsters
mine.
start coming with you with a high pitch. Share, share, share.
Okay.
Now lost track of who I had written down. Oh, okay. Kells. I'm afraid that electricity takes the path of least resistance. So, why marshmallow conductive electricity would go obviously for the marshmallows first, we have established that was the last of the marshmallows. And marshmallows are made by boiling down bone in order to create gelatin. And that gelatin is what is the main conductive part of marshmallows, but it is made from bone, which so are you. So you are hawking out the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, small size, and as it's projecting forward, you do lean forward, and you are completely pressed against your marshmallowy conductive snack stand that is now finding the new path of least resistance, which is straight through your bony body.
That's bad.
All right. Once you know how you'll survive, play your ability card.
So I am covered in these toys, the discarded toys that have splat against me, and it's created enough metal to make me my own little cannonball being dragged, like magnetically pulled into the canyon. Canyon is being a very thirsty bitch. So what I decided to do is I've got the power of age manipulation. I can manipulate the physical age of something, adding or reversing the effects of time. So I'm going to reverse and de-age everything around me until it's back into its previous time before it even came to the canyon. So its spirits, its chakras are back aligned to the innocence before this canyon got their hands on it. And some of these things start to reform back into this little rubber duck here and a Raggedy Ann doll there and a Slinky over here, and everything's just back to its happy firstborn state.
And then you hit the ground.
I'm only being pulled towards it. I wasn't over the edge yet.
I said you're splatting at the bottom, like you were about to be splat crimped in the center.
It's fine. There's enough little cushiony things around me. They'll like transformed back into
Like
their
a
little
slinky.
soft
You're going to
stuffed
hit a
animals.
slinky, and it'll... boing.
Like the stuffed animals. They're gonna come
Uh-huh.
back like like all
Sure,
all the
sure.
squishy mallows that exist, and yeah.
So I'm surrounded by a crowd of disgruntled metal toys who were upset that I was not sharing my blood bag that I found in my pockets. Luckily, though, I have acoustic manipulation. I can emit and control sound and vibrations. So I look back and forth at everybody that's surrounding me menacingly. I'm like, no, no, it wasn't. It was her. And I point at the sharp-toothed ducky. This was her bag. She's not sharing. Shame, shame. And I try to, with my magnificently empowered voice, I try to get the crowd to refocus on her, Karen, the sharp-toothed ducky.
Love that your magical power is that you can yell.
Yeah.
I'm very convincing.
Are you, though?
If I have the option, yes.
All right, next.
All right, so there I am, about to have this electricity going through my bones. I pull out my opposite ray, put it to my head, think the opposite of vertebrate is invertebrate, and change myself into an octopus.
Nice. Yeah, she got rid of her bones.
Okay. I mean, there's still cartilage, but hey. Okay. And I am riding off on hi-ho John Deere, flying into the air. But this tendril of toys, connected one after another, grabs onto the left spoke and is keeping me from flying off. So, thankfully for me, I can manipulate, move, and reshape a specific kind of thing, and that specific kind of thing in this case needs to be metal toys. So I can just essentially say no baka and get rid of them, and they have been mentally manipulated through a sort of a picokinesis, as they would say, where I've chosen that I can just essentially push those all away, make them let go of me. This is no longer an issue. I am continuing to fly into the sunset and escape these evil monsters in my plastic John Deere.
All right. Once you know, well, sorry. One
One
quick
sentence
recap.
recap. Yep.
Ah!
So I have de-aged all the toys around me back into their state of innocence, and I'm counting on all the fluffy stuffed animals that have been surrounding me to cushion my fall.
I loudly convinced the crowd that I was not the one who wasn't sharing the blood bag. That was Karen.
To keep my bones from being electrified, I turned myself into an octopus.
And I just telekinetically get rid of these metal toys that are holding on to me and zoom off.
All right. Once you know who you'd vote for, pick up a token.
This is still who we think is going to survive.
The most
most
likely to survive.
Okay.
All
Do
right.
it.
3, 2, 1, drop them. All right. So, this is the last round. So what we're gonna do is collect the remaining things. It looks like we're voting for most likely to survive. So Andrell, you are the winner, and in order of least likely to survive, we'll say how our characters still, unfortunately, despite our greatest efforts, meet an untimely end. For me, the crowd doesn't believe me. I've been suspect from the start. Late to the party, pulling out secret blood bags. Like, who the f- is this guy?
You're sus.
Yeah, they don't trust me. They all grab a hold of me, and I'm like, ah, no, stop it! It was I don't want to die, and they pull me apart, which is actually very easy to do because most of my joints were very rusted.
Okay. Well, I still thought I was home free. I felt very safe to not be the one who was dying here, especially because someone is just relying on maybe landing on soft things as they are plummeting to their death. But apparently that flies, pun intended. But the problem for me is, much like Icarus, while I'm completely naked, I flew too close to the sun and got a really nasty sunburn through all this. So I got myself clearly free of the canyon, clearly free of all these robotic toys, which I can telekinetically control. Like, I am so freaking safe that I'm just zooming around, enjoying myself, and literally get third-degree sunburn and die from that.
Desert is no place to
Except for
catch
the two
sun.
little lines of zinc. That's the only thing that saved me. I had that and my nose. So all that's left is a twitching nose on a John Deere tractor.
Well, turning into an octopus works great for avoiding the electricity, but then I'm an octopus and I'm not in the ocean. I'm in a snack shop.
In Sedona.
So I twitch around for a few minutes and then it's over.
Oh, look at the new snack menu item. Calamari.
Crispy calamari. I feel like dehydration has claimed more lives.
Uh-huh.
Like, don't live in a desert, folks. PSA. And Andrell, as the winner of the game, tell us how this story ends and what happens to you.
So, since all the toys are so happy to be back to their original state, their uncorrupted, unpolluted state, that's why they were willing to sacrifice themselves to slow my impact, reduce my impact into the canyon. And looking around, and I see all the destruction and all the loss of all of these creatures just for me, and it makes me think, yeah, I should go off and live my life and do great things and just help restore balance back to the positive side instead of before the chaotic, bloodthirsty side that I was vibing all of my rocks towards. And as I'm starting to think maybe I should change my ways, that empathy wakes up inside of me, and I realize, oh no, I have asked all these creatures have sacrificed themselves for me, and I'm just sitting there in despair long enough that the vines from the canyon have come and wrapped around and wanting my blood. Now that I have taken its only other method of getting, fed the metal that it needs. And all the viney thorns wrap around me and rip me to shreds because I took too long to escape in my sorrow.
Wow, so a rare self-elimination for the winner of the game.
We all die.
TPK.
So I hope everybody had a nice happy ending to their
Pun
evening.
intended.
Yeah. And look,
Happy ending. That's the episode title. Happy ending at
You
the
really had to
Enchanted
reach around for that one.
Canyon. I appreciate you guys all playing Imminent Peril with me. Just remember, no matter how bad things get out there, even when the canyons are shaking with a magnetic rage that can't possibly be contributed to normal events, at least you're with your friends, and you can weather the robot storm together.
Or not, or we could all die. That could happen too.
That can also happen, but we died together.
Uh-huh.